11 Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Live from the charmed city of Baltimore, Maryland, home of crab cakes and football. In this case, it's also the home of the Baltimore Vultures, as they host a playoff game between them and the Mexico City Aztecs from Vultures Field. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northrup. Rick Northrup is on color this week.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Baltimore.
We have Mark Mello and Phil Cause as our statisticians today. And for the Vultures, they try to continue their playoff march forward. But for Mexico City, they have Mike Daggs, the explosive tight end.
Hey, I love Phil Collins. Cool. Nothing.
Dad.
Give us the lineups and the storyline there, mister.
For Mexico City, Mike Daggs, career-yarded mark in terms of receptions, yards, and touchdowns, all career highs. He looks to go up against the Baltimore defense, keyed by their free safety Giovanni Bolt. We also have two very good kickers in this game, Shark Tarkington and Cole Varner. Matt Wilson, the 10-year vet for the Aztecs, will call the coin in the air. And it is tails, and the Aztecs will put their defense on the field for us to go against the young man who took over from Mike Dazzo in Week 7, Jack Wigmore, number 9. Cole Warner has it all teed up. We're ready to go from the great city of Baltimore. SFL playoff action starts now. Deep from his own end zone, Bolt on the return gets up over the 20 to the 22. We'll get our first look at that Vulture attack led by that young man, Jack Wigmore, number 9.
Super excited to be here calling this game. Thank you so much, and thanks for tuning in. Obviously, it's win or go home. Advance and stay alive.
Wigmore changes the play at the line of scrimmage, and his first play will be a pass to the outside, complete for a 4-yard gain to the 26. And we'll take a look at the starting lineups. T-Roy Gaines is the halfback, number 33. Ivory Irvin, the team's leading wide receiver, along with Daly Holder. Mac Chima, number 88, caught the reception there. Tight ends and the kicker, Lloyd Graham Jr., number 83. Jay Hayden, number 43, the other tight end. Shark Tarkington, your place kicker, number 19. 3 wide receivers two to the bottom, 1 to the top. Wigmore, quick drop, slant over the middle, drop perfectly. Complete to the 39-yard line for a first down. Baltimore.
Fabulous little dart right there, Colin, in between the defenders.
That is Irvin, the team's leading receiver, with over 1,000 yards for Baltimore. First and 10, they come out with that second tight end lined up next to the fullback as part of a 3-man backfield. Wigmore will turn, throw to Gaines on the swing screen, and they'll pick up 4 yards. Set up a 2nd and 6 for Mexico City. Brock Lee and Skylar Kingsley are the defensive tackle. Scott Silver, Andre Krim, both rookies, along with Napier, Hans Ayumi, and Greg Gaines. Jeffrey Daggs and Matthew Lee are the safeties. Give to Gaines up the middle. He will get stopped on the line of scrimmage. Set up a 3rd down and 4. Tackle made by Jackson.
Hey to everybody in the chat. Thanks for participating that way. And there's actually a couple of nice comments about us, Colin, so thank you for that as well.
First third down faced for Baltimore today. Wigmore under center has gains in the backfield. Back to throw for another pass. Down the middle, complete for a first down. To Lloyd Graham Jr., the tight end, number 83.
Now keeping the sticks moving. You obviously want to possess the ball, and it's great if you can get yourself down the field on your very first possession. And it looks like that might be in progress right now, Colin.
Split backs. One receiver split out. And again, a throw. They haven't ran the ball yet. This is out to the other tight end, Hayden. No, that's Graham Jr., rather. On the flat route, Napier delivers a stick, but not before a pickup of 8.
He gets sort of bonked down with a shoulder tackle there.
Normally, those things don't work, especially the guy with Graham Jr.'s size and at close to 240 pounds as Wigmore goes down for the sack in a big way. And this Aztec defense starts to bow up as Broccoli comes in for the sack.
That's going to back him up a little bit, get him off schedule. He's looking a little too long, and 67 there can't sustain his block any longer. I did all I could. Give it all she's got, Captain.
There's Daly Holder, a wide receiver to the top of the screen. Native of Brooklyn, New York, is Mr. Holder. And a 3rd and 6 to give to T-Roy Gaines, but they only pick up 1 and they needed 6. As we take a look at the rush yards allowed per game this season, you see Mexico City is second with just a hair below 78 yards a game. Baltimore 12 with 95 and a half yards. Jeffrey Daggs waiting back deep. Pablo Gates to punt for Baltimore.
Ooh.
And this will be angled. And they'll pin him inside the 20 as Daggs calls the fair catch at the 11. And we'll take a first look at the Hall of Famer, Matt Wilson, number 12.
There was a little bit of a free runner coming in on the right side of the formation there that had a shot to get a hand on that punt, but nicely done. Forces the fair catch, as you mentioned, Colin. Inside the 20, actually the 11.
First and 10 for the Aztecs. Wilson under center, 2 backs in the backfield. He'll turn, gets to one of them, Phoenix Jones, number 21, and he'll be stopped immediately at the pickup of 1. Let's take a look at the scoring threats for the Aztecs. Wilson, the quarterback, Phoenix Jones, the running back, wide receivers Richard Montague. Mike Daggs is the tight end, over 1,000 yards, and Cole Varner. The other contributors are Laura Hora at fullback, Jason Bartley and Cale Barrett. TJ Punk is the other tight end along with Daggs, and offensive guard Stu McKenzie. Horrell got the carry there, and she got wrapped up for a loss of 1 to set up a 3rd and 10.
Vultures are stymieing them here. So in the first couple of plays, Collins, interesting. Wilson and the Aztecs do not want to be stuck back here and have the punt team come on.
Quick drop, throw over to Punky, getting all it in as that play was beautifully defended. I couldn't tell who that was defending there. But the rookie tight end unable to haul it in, and Mexico City will be forced to punt pretty quickly here. 3 plays and a punt.
You know what's interesting on that, we're not going to get another look at it, but there was actually another receiver in line about 7 yards further down the field. If Wilson could have seen him, I'm sure he would have lofted that puppy up there. But as it is, punting from his own end zone.
And the Aztecs will give good field position to the Vultures at the Mexico City 46. Take a look at the statistics coming into this game, Rick. Almost identical in pretty much every significant category.
Yeah, that's amazing. And as we were getting ready for the game, we noted that anything can happen in this game because as you can see there in the graphic, both teams produce fairly even statistics, and they're evenly matched.
It was Frank Smith, number 42, the linebacker, who got in front of TJ Punk on that 3rd down. Wigmore turns, gives to Gaines on 1st down, and T-Roy Gaines picks up about 11 yards to the 34. So they get him involved in 1st down instead of 3rd down, and that time it pays off handsomely for Baltimore.
Exactly. T-Roy Gaines went for a little gain last time he touched the ball. Here they make a good wall on the right side of their formation, and you can't let Gaines be a free runner like that. He's going to gash you.
Second carry for Gaines. He now has 2 carries for 12 yards. Go 4 wide to the bottom. Offside, free play. Another give to T-Roy. And the young man from Cincinnati, Ohio, picks up about 7 yards, but we'll check the flag. Let's see if they accept it here. We get a neutral zone infraction on. That is Skylar Kingsley, number 99. The strong side defensive end called for the infraction.
It's a little known fact that Les Nessman is actually the president of the T-Roy Gaines fan club out of Cincinnati.
Offset backs 2 in the backfield. 3 wide receivers for Baltimore. T-Roy Gaines gets it on the power play, coming out to the right, spins, breaks a tackle of Jeffrey Daggs, and picks up a first down to the 20.
And no quitting. Gaines, he sees he's going to be bottled up. It doesn't bother him at all. He tries to throw a spin move at him, actually picks up a couple of extra yards.
Right there.
Yeah. WKRP. Somebody's paying attention out there. Gosh darn it.
2 receivers to the bottom, 2 tight ends, the same side. Wickmore back to throw. Tipped in, intercepted. It's on Tayumi. Pass intended for Mac. Shima, who makes the tackle at the 28, and the cornerback out there is the beneficiary of the tip drill.
Wow, there's some exciting football. And as soon as that ball pops in the air, you know there's a chance something funky's going to happen, and it works out for the Aztecs, who are no longer in the shadow of their own goalpost, Colin.
They'll get the ball at their own 28. Let's see what they do with it here. Gale Barrett to the bottom of your screen. As they go 2 wide, Wilson back to throw, fires it out, complete to Horrell, who will pick up yardage to 34. We'll take a look at that Baltimore defense, the defensive ends. R.L. Lewis and Sir Ron Yates, the 4th. Defensive tackles, Nate Brown and Tucker Lewis. Frank Smith is the inside linebacker. Alvin Mack and Noel Pierce are the other backers. Marvin Himes is the corner, along with Ben Stackenpaper, Austin Brigham, and the safeties are Giovanni Bolt and Troy Loshaw. Yardage up to the 37 on the carry. Sets up a 3rd and 2.
Aztecs looking for their first down.
3rd and 2. Give up the middle to Horrell, and the fullback charges ahead to the 48. And the young lady from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, picks up a first down there.
Who doesn't love some fullback, right? That's awesome. And look at that hole.
Good block downfield by the lineman in front.
Wow.
Stu McKenzie, the left guard.
Morrell's going to be thanking her lineman on that. They made it real easy to pick up lots of yards there.
Matt Wilson back to throw, has to step up, gets rid of it, but he threw a pick and turned it around, but it's Giovanni Bolt grabbed that on the air, pass intended for Richard Montague. So
yes.
So Giovanni Bolt grabs that out of the air for Baltimore.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. So Wilson gets that little duck move in there. I don't know about you, but if I do that, I get dizzy. I wonder if he lost his place. That's just uncharacteristic to nail it right down the field to the opposition for Wilson. I feel bad about that.
You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the Fan. Back here in Baltimore, Maryland, that last interception by Giovanni Volt was so exciting. My father couldn't stop talking, but meanwhile on the field, T-Roy Gaines catches a swing pass from Jack Wakemore and charges ahead for a pickup of 8 yards.
Indeed. Sorry about that for the clunky exit, but it happened. And yeah, so 2 interceptions on consecutive possessions, Colin. Haven't seen that in a while.
Wakemore has that 1 interception, bringing the quarterback rating down around the 55 area. Flat route to the tight end. That's Hayden. One of his first catches today picks up a first down to the 40.
Of course, moving the sticks is part of the objective to get you down into scoring position. And I love that kind of play. You know what? It's short yardage, dial up your short yardage play, move the sticks, and get another set of downs. So often we see coordinators maybe making what I would consider mistakes and dialing up longer plays. And look at this!
And T-Roy Gaines is in the open field. He got 1 man to beat, and he beats him for the touchdown. Gaines
breaks the plane. Gaines and the plane.
As he explodes out that right side for a 40-yard touchdown run with some great blocking down the field.
Wow. You know, that's pretty much the same play that they ran on that previous series, Colin, where they did get a good wall off on the right side of the formation and allowed him to scamper into the secondary. This time, he scampers completely away from everybody.
And the number 4 seed in the Simulation Football League playoffs, Baltimore Vultures, take advantage of a turnover by Matt Wilson and convert that into 7 points as Shark Tarkington's PAT is up and through. So 2:07 to go in the first quarter, and it's 7-0 Baltimore in front.
Stover was impressed with that whole talking about how his grandma could have hit that and maybe taken it to the house. Your grandma still got some game, huh?
Shark Tarkington set to kick off. This is a deep kick, and it'll be returned by Jeffrey Daggs 4 yards out of the end zone. He gets up over the 20 to the 24. And we'll take a look at the comparison for both backs. In the last 2 games, Jones has gained 292 yards on the ground. T-Roy with 102. See the yards per carry there, very similar. T-Roy has the greater number of carries, but Jones is no slouch. Here's the give out the middle of Phoenix Jones, and Jones picks up 4 yards on the play to set up a 2nd and 6.
Good on you, Stover. 77 in the chat. You got a grandma that's still getting it done. Appreciate that.
Second and 6. They go tight in the formation. That is Montague next to Daggs as they go split backs. Getting condensed in this area. They give to Jones again. He nearly picks up the first down. Were it not for a great hit by Smith.
Wow, the Vultures gamble a little bit. They played everybody up tight on the line and just had one safety over. And they darn near got through both the first and the second line. And they could have broken that for big yardage.
Wilson back to throw. And as he throws, and he can't complete the pass to Jones.
Did he hit that man in the back?
Frank Smith applied the pressure on the linebacker blitz, and the Aztecs unable to take advantage.
I'll let everybody know we did bring the Rick meter with us today, and it was offloaded, arrived last night, offloaded overnight, and set up. The neon is neoning. The diesel motor is dieseling. We'll start checking in with that here as we get into the second quarter.
Lindstrom for the punt for the Aztecs. He gets it away, and Bolt is back for the return. And Giovanni Bolt has room up over the 50, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20. He's going to kick this punt return all the way for a touchdown, Baltimore.
Whoa. Holy smoke. And just like that, Baltimore's got 2 touchdowns.
Oh my goodness. That just parted like the Red Sea.
Wow. And the only people to beat were his own blockers.
Look at number 74 for Baltimore. Frank Zimmerman, a backup offensive lineman, and one of his teammates was down in the end zone.
Well, that was as pretty as you please right there, Colin. I don't care who you are. That was nice.
And the Vultures get a special team score, the rare punt return for a touchdown. And Giovanni Bolt now moves tied with Jeffrey Daggs for number 2 all-time with 3 career punt return touchdowns. Of course, Gabriel Manning all by himself at the top with 4. Koma Kalega and Jeff Malinishin are the players that Bolt broke the tie with. They both had 2. So we get a deep kickoff to Jeffrey Daggs, and this electrifying return of his own, trying to make something happen, goes up to the 24.
He's had a couple. That last 2 returns were pretty decent. We'll see if they keep working on that as the game goes on. They might have something at some point, but boy, all of a sudden, Colin, they're down by 2 scores, and Mexico City needs, here's the obvious comment, needs a long drive and a touchdown here.
Yeah, my friend Dwayne Schindler in the chat Crazy H2000 made a similar observation as well. And I agree, otherwise it's going to turn into a boat race. As we pick up 7 yards, and Wilson now up to 13 yards. That gets up to the 31 and the swing pass to Jones. Alvin Mack, signed in week 7, taking over for Papa Joe Dazzo. The linebacker there is Jones. Nearly got the first down, but they won't give it to him.
They're marking him short. Are we going to see a red hanky on this? I don't know if we'll get a replay. You know, the guys in the booth were all hopped up on Mountain Dew and Pop-Tarts, so that's always a problem.
You got to wonder if it's going to be the refs. As we approach the end of the first quarter of play, Baltimore in front of Mexico City 14-0. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. At the start of the second quarter here in Baltimore, Maryland, the Aztecs are down by 2 scores. I'm Colin Northrup. He's Rick Northrup.
Yo.
Mark Mello and Phil Koss are statisticians for today. Mexico City, 3rd down and less than 1. Really got it.
They give it to him. Good. Yeah, I believe he did cleanly make that, but even if he didn't, they needed a makeup call for that janky spot on 3rd and inches, Colin.
Yep.
And thanks to the crack crew in the booth, nobody got to look at that. Jeez. I got to go talk to those boys.
From the gun for the first time is Wilson. He lines up with 3 wide receivers. He's back to throw over the middle, diving catch made by Cale Barrett. The Argentinian makes his first grab, and it's a spectacular one. In between two defenders there.
Just reaches out, it's got some sticky fingers, makes the grab, nicely done.
Now they go back to the one receiver off to the wing. And it'll be a dive play up the middle to Horrell, the fullback. She picks up 2 to the 50.
Got a little pushing and shoving right there at the end of that play. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I know the refs will. The Vultures were trying to disguise up their defense a little bit. And here's the who you got.
The who you got? Overwhelmingly Baltimore heavy favorites. Close to 81% of community took them to win this ball game. Wilson back to throw, swings it out to Phoenix Jones. Jones runs over one defender but can't get by the second as Ben's second paper. The first round draft pick of Baltimore, number 15 overall, previously spent his time with the Lincoln Rattlesnakes of the Simulation Football League minor league.
Mexico City looking to disappoint the poll.
3rd and 4. Jones up the middle picks up the first down. He's now up to 21 yards gains thanks to some impressive big runs. 12.8 yards a carry here early.
Mexico City's working on Crazy 8's 2000 plan to possess the ball and go down and put some points on the board here.
More importantly, give their defensive unit a rest as Wilson throws it out to Jones. Jones ran ahead of his blockers and gets walloped by Bolt after pickup of 4.
This sort of gets bear hugged down to the turf. But as you pointed out, Colin, Mexico City still has the ball. Still semi on schedule with down and distance.
2 receivers to the bottom. Mike Daggs is the tight end in line. He has yet to get a target from his friend Matt Wilson. And Wilson ducked one but couldn't duck the other. He gets sacked in the backfield by Tucker Lewis, the defensive tackle.
He doesn't have much time. He takes the deep drop, and next thing he knows, there's 3 defenders in his grill. Unfortunate for your Mexico City Aztecs on that one.
They come out with a similar formation this time. 3rd down and 13. Ball on the Vulture 42. Wilson sets up, fires, complete for the first down. That's to the Miracle Man, Richard Montague.
Montague knows what he's doing. He also knows he's going to get popped at the end of that play, and he secures the catch and braces himself and hangs on. Bang, bang. Nice job.
Ball is spotted at the 24. Here's Wilson. You see his early numbers. Quarterback rating not so good, but he seems to have figured it out with his last couple throws. Here's the give up the middle to the fullback Horrell, and she picks up 6 yards.
Another fullback dive, Colin. That's worked twice now for meaningful yardage. Am I right?
Horrell getting her groove going as look at Mike Daggs, childhood friends with Matt Wilson, both from Buffalo, New York. And Wilson gives up the middle to Horrell. She picks up about 3 yards. She'll be a yard short.
She must have surfed over the line to gain because she ended up on the other side of it, but they marked her down short.
Offset I formation in the backfield left. Wilson will fire. Jones. Corner came up and support and made the stop. At the line of scrimmage, that was Giovanni Bolt again. And they'll be forced to call on the mega boot goal Warner. But wait a minute, the offense is still on the field.
They might use the hard count, see if they can get an antsy Vulture defense to jump.
Let's see here. Wilson. Under center. Play clock at 5. And Baltimore stays disciplined. Mexico City calls a timeout.
Normally, I'm not a big fan of that, but when you're down by 2 scores and it is a playoff game, everybody, not bad.
Ramos Lynn giving Wilson a stern talking to on the sidelines as he goes over there after the timeout's called.
I don't know why.
There's Cole Varner.
All he did was put him in position for a field goal attempt.
Cole Varner has made 185 career field goals. That's the most in league history. Shark Tarkington is second with 128. And Varner, straight ahead from 32 is good. So add one more to that total to make it 186. And it's 14-3. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Welcome back to Baltimore, Maryland, as the Aztecs collect a field goal. Cole Varner kicks it away. Giovanni Bolt, a few yards deep in the end zone, comes out with it, but only gets to the 20.
We'll check in now with the Rick meter. As we talked about, the Rick meter is here. There's some green energy talk about the Rick meter running on electric, but it's diesel powered. All about the fossil fuel. Anyway, so the Rick meter's seen both teams now, several possessions. We've seen some swapping of interceptions and so forth, but the Rick meter's coming out lean Baltimore at this point. Lean Baltimore.
As Wigmore is back to throw, throws an out route to the top of the field, complete for a 6-yard pickup. You see the numbers, yardage very similar. And unfortunately for both quarterbacks, they have one interception.
That's right. We appreciate the graphics from the graphics department with the Rick meter right there. Rick meter chooses you.
3 men in the backfield. Hayden, the extra tight end, along with the fullback Gaines, catches it on the swing. But Mexico City read that beautifully, specifically Jeffrey Daggs.
bottle them up and bring up 3rd and 4. And as the Rick meter chooses you, just like the claw chooses who stays and who goes. People were looking for some movie references. There may or may not have been some movie references already broadcast.
Jack Wigmore on 3rd and 4 completes it, but he had to go back for the ball and then forward was Daly Holder, number 87. His first catch of the day is of the acrobatic variety. First down, Baltimore.
How would you like to have a first down the hard way?
The long, lanky receiver, 6'4", 215, his 5th season with the Vultures. Back to throw over the middle, complete for a 6-yard pickup. That is Holder again.
The claw chooses Tom Rahman.
As the winner.
The winner, the claw. How about the hard way? I bet you used to be something back in the day. There's another one, that same movie.
2 tight ends the same side. They go that way, and Hayden makes the grab out of bounds for first down, and Jack Wigmore has now got 80 yards and 12 of 13 passing. So again, they go with that flat route, beat out almost to Hayden.
Well, Mexico City is calling upon its defense, and the defense has yet to force a punt, as your Baltimore Vultures are a threat to go on the plus side of the field. Colin, this is not what Mexico City wants.
Wigmore, incomplete. That's his second one of the day. Matthew Lee knocked that away, number 43, the strong safety.
Nice play by Lee. He's got a little personal swag going there on the sideline. Nice job.
We got some talking to chat about fried Oreos.
Oh, man. I don't like that.
Split backfield for Wigmore. He throws a quick out route to the top of the field with a 6-yard pickup. That is Urban with the catch that time. Sets up a 3rd and 4. Ball on the Mexico City 47.
This is the stop we were looking for.
Split backs, 3 wide receivers, nickel defense from the Aztecs. And they'll give it off to T-Roy Gaines, and he'll get stopped at the line of scrimmage.
There it is. There's the 3rd down stop you were looking for.
Dexter Jackson among the defenders there to bring him down. And Gates on the field for what I believe is his second punt.
You know, crawl, walk, run, and they got some points to break the ice, and now they get a stop. Let's see what their offense can do here.
Baltimore now 2 of 4 on 3rd down. Jeffrey Daggs spins, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and Jeffrey Daggs is up over the 40. He's up over the 50, the 40, to the 30, to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Mexico City. Jeffrey Daggs says, Giovanni Volt, anything you can do, I can do better.
We went right from the crawling stage to the running stage as he takes it to the house.
Breaks 2 tackles.
Wow.
And simply is gone.
Dag says, you know what? I got to do something about this. And here we go. How strong is that guy? They had him dead to rights a couple of times, and he just scoots away.
But he's 5'10", 207 pounds. And
you're 5'0", not a lick of talent, and you've held in there with the best football team in the country. And now you're going to quit? Somebody help me here. Anyway, Dags, 5'10", 200, you said? 207?
207. Cole Burner's extra point is something good. 2:03 to go in the first half. And now Jeffrey Daggs has moved into tie for first place all time. Gabriel Manigat's career punt return touchdown number 4.
Wow. Well, that was very impressive, and another reason you got to keep your eye on Ramos Lynn and his Mexico City Aztecs here.
And Giovanni Bolt trying to make things interesting as we reach the 2-minute warning. 14-10, Baltimore in front. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fan. Welcome back to Baltimore, Maryland, and the Vultures find themselves in a bit of a shootout. Even though it's only 14-10, we've had 2 punt returns for touchdowns account for TDs in this game, and Jack Whitmore will go down for a loss of 2 on the play.
Indeed. So Baltimore puts 2 touchdowns on the board in very quick succession earlier in the game. And here comes Mexico City, Colin, with 10 points.
2nd and 12. Jack Wigmore under center I formation. Gives to the second man through T-Roy Gaines, and Gaines will get yardage up to the 32.
And Mexico City's got 10 points without Mike Daggs even having a target. Am I right?
Yeah, if I told you Mike Daggs didn't have even so much as a target the first half, and Mexico City was only 4 points behind, I would have told you were crazy. 3rd and 5, Wigmore, quick drop, slant over the middle, caught for the first down. That's Urban, and now here with under a minute to go, we have the hurry up offense. Here is Gaines, weaving his way through blockers, picks up the first down at the 43.
He's gang tackled as the Aztec defense says, hey, we've had enough of this.
Clock winding, 36 seconds, another carry for Gaines, and T-Roy will get to the 39. They call timeout with 31 seconds left. The action, fast and furious here. Clock stopped at 31 seconds left as Wigmore has only 2 incompletions in the first half of play. Wigmore, quick drop, slant over the middle, incomplete.
Ooh.
Looking for Chima, but nothing doing.
I think we're all holding our breath to see what's going to come out on that play, but it's 3rd and 6. Colin, 29 seconds to go.
And 2 timeouts left. They could still get a run here. Get another 5 to 10 yards before they feel comfortable. Bunch formation to the bottom. Wigmore back to throw, has all day. Oh, he almost threw a pick. They're Greg Gaines.
Gaines immediately turns and runs for the locker room as he's embarrassed. He actually didn't catch that one. Perfectly thrown ball right to him. Well, still defended the play well, right, Colin? But gotta catch that.
4th and 6. When they line up for a field goal, they will. This ball will be spotted at the 45.
Make it a 55-yarder. What kind of
Left.
range does he got?
Left hash. Let's see what kind of leg Shark has on him. Snap. Spot. Ball's in the air. This has got a chance. It's good from
Wow.
55.
This barely skims itself across the crossbar, but it's good.
Shark Tarkington says, I have a big leg too. And he makes the kick
I want to be a kicker too.
to put him up by 7 with 21 seconds left.
Nobody's going to get the annoying orange reference. So we'll leave it. We'll put that one out there. So the Rick meter is still leaning Baltimore after this little exchange of scores. That's right, the Rick meter. There you go. Rick meter wants you to be an SFL fan.
Mexico City up to the 23 with 16 seconds left. Remember, the Aztecs elected to kick. Here's a look at the remaining SFL calendar. We have Florida, Denver, right here on 11 Sports and FTF at 4. Then on Sunday, we have Jacksonville at Sioux Falls right here at 2:30. Then we have the crowd play game Sunday at 4:30 between Louisiana and Vancouver. Wilson over the middle,
Ooh.
complete for a 9-yard pickup, and here comes the hurry up. Matt Wilson sets. They'll get one more play off of the Austin Phoenix Jones will pick up the first down. And we've reached halftime with the score 17-10. The Vultures were 3.5-point favorites coming in, and they're up by 7. That should please our friends in the desert, if you will. And now for the halftime highlights. You see the yardage on your screen. Vultures outperforming the Aztecs, but Aztecs, thanks to a couple of big plays, able to keep it close. TOP, pretty similar, teams with 1 turnover each. And Jack Wigmore, the young man who started off throwing an interception to Anzayumi. There's a bit of a low light there as Wigmore is hovering around the 100-yard mark. He is up to 98 yards passing. As he's 15 of 19, 78% completion percentage with 1 interception. However, Irvin is Baltimore's leading receiver with 37 yards and 4 receptions. Here we're getting 75 yards, 8 carries, and a touchdown. Giovanni Bolt, the punt return. And here's Matt Wilson. They call him the Bronze Bomber. He has only 55 yards on 7 of 10 passing, with 1 interception as well. Jason Bartley and Mike Daggs don't have so much as a target. But Jeffrey Daggs put this thing on his back and returned this punt a long way for a touchdown.
He sure did.
And of course, Shark Tarkington, very late in the first half, drilled this one from 55.
Oh, very entertaining first half, no doubt, and surprising Aztecs. Maybe even they're surprising themselves, though I doubt it. They're a good team, and they know how to play the game, Colin. I'm Rick Northrup, doing your commentary. Colin Northrup is our play-by-play man.
Hello, everybody.
And welcome back to Baltimore for the second half, where the Baltimore Vultures hold a 17-10 advantage over the Mexico City Aztecs.
For those wanting to know what the over-under is, it's right on your screen. 57.5 set by our boys at the Jacksonville Jack's Data Analytics Department. Jeffrey Daggs down this in the end zone.
if you extrapolate the first half scoring, we're slightly below that, so we're in the under territory. But let's see what happens.
This is the SFL quarterfinals. And for Matt Wilson, he's got to get it going through the air, although his backs have been good, particularly in the ground game. And Marvin Himes almost picked that off.
Wow, did you see him just sort of make himself bigger than life and elevate and that big reach?
Correction, that was Ben Second Paper. On the deflection, they were targeting Dags on that little flat sort of pick route they like to run between Dags and Punk. Here's to give out the middle to Phoenix Jones, and Jones picks up 6 yards. You see the yardage there for Jones, 31. T-Roy up to 87.
And I don't know if that play, it looked like that was the straight play call, not an audible, but I like that.
And Mike Dags is the first tight end in the history of the Simulation Football League to lead the league in receiving yards at over 1,300 yards, but has only one target. And Laura Horrell out of the backfield makes that a first down to the 30.
They're not. Yeah, Dags is curiously uninvolved in the offense. I was going to go back to that play where they went up the middle again against that tight linebacking with looked like the single safety over again, and they got good yardage against the Vultures. Vultures are going to have to be careful. They're going to see that more when they show that defensive front.
Gun formation for Wilson, 2 backs. He throws, and it's Horrell again out of the backfield, and she runs to the 38-yard line.
She is really playing well and it getting open and executing very well, and Wilson's finding her either with the handoff or the pass.
Phoenix Jones, of course, was a fullback last year, moved to tailback after some late roster shuffling. He's in the backfield. Horrell again gets the carry. She gets yardage up to the 40 to set up 3rd and 1. I feel like we've called them either 3rd and 1 or 3rd and inches several times today, but
indeed, no doubt. It's a good sign, but you still have to convert one more play.
3rd and 1.
To get permission to run more downs.
Here's the give to Jones, and he picks up the first down with ease to the 46. He's averaging 3.7 yards a carry.
You know, they're showing they're mixing in maybe a little more run. The mix is skewing more towards the run for the Aztecs, and it might be because their O-line is starting to play better.
This will be play number 31 for the Aztecs. And it'll be a Matt Wilson pass to Phoenix Jones, gets a block, cuts up field, and picks up 4 yards to the 50.
Phoenix Jones feeling pretty good about himself right there as they get the ISO on him.
Thank you, Ashley Jackson, for the compliment. She says, "You guys are sounding great."
Well, yeah, thank you very much, Ms. Jackson. There's the same play, exact same play.
But not similar result, only a pickup of 1, set up a 3rd and 5.
Well, wait, it was supposed to go for 4. It only goes for 1. I thought for sure we might see a little play action or a little deception or maybe just a straight ahead dive on that last down, but they choose to go back to the well, and it costs them as it brings up 3rd and long now.
Jones offset to the right, 3 wide. Wilson, 7-step drop.
Ooh.
Instead, he'll go down for the sack. Coming in unblocked.
What was once looking so good is now looking so wrong.
It is Al Walker, the defensive end. This blows right by the tackle with a swim move. That's too easy.
Okay, over there. I'm okay.
Johnny Lindstrom back to punt for Mexico City. will get this away. Pretty good hang time on this punt. Bolt already has one punt return. We'll go ahead to the 23. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Vultures out in front 17-10 with 7:20 in the third. Look at the playoff graphics. Our game right now is the 5 versus 4 matchup. Louisiana taking on Vancouver at 4:30. Jacksonville, Sioux Falls, Sunday at 2:30. And of course, the other game today is at 4 p.m. Eastern. It's the number 1 seeded Denver Night Wings take on the Florida Storm, who won a thrilling wildcard game 22-19 over Lone Star.
Indeed. Indeed.
Jack Wigmore under center. Has split backs in the backfield. Turns, throws to Hayden, number 43, who picks up 4 yards on the little speed out.
Not really fooling anybody on that play. It does go for 4 yards, but Mexico City was ready for that.
And for Mr. Hayden, that is catch number 2. He's got 9 yards.
Maybe I should have yelled 2.
Set up 2nd and 6. Wigmore to throw. This time at to Lloyd Graham Jr., who gets out of bounds at the 35, picks up a first down. Oh, check that. That's Hayden.
Hey, you know what? If you're new to the Simulation Football League, you're watching the first controllerless esport where strategy and AI instead of thumbs determines the outcome. Teams submit game plans prior to the simulation, and the results play out live in real time with hundreds of viewers turned players, scouts, coaches, and team owners on the field to create an all-new kind of virtual reality. Visit www.simulationfl.net for more info.
As T-Roy Gaines gets a carry here, and that's one of his quietest carries of the day. He picks up 5 yards.
That's hilarious.
A look at this series history. The Vultures lead 4-2. Mexico City hasn't beaten Baltimore since October 14th of 2018. Aztecs wins by 6 and 8 points. Baltimore has won by 24, 16, 18, and 28 points. As T-Roy Gaines gets the yards to the 50-yard line.
Boy, that sort of wide end around on the right side of the formation has paid a lot today, Colin, for Baltimore. You'd think Mexico City would get a handle on that by now.
T-Roy continuing to eat up the yardage. Jackson and Lee combined to make the high-low tackle.
Hey, and a new feature, Schmoozer of the Day, might go to Doug Day, D-Day54 in the chat. Leader in the clubhouse so far. Buttering up Colin and I with an obvious tongue-in-cheek comment. Thank you very much.
Wigmore with the sack. He loses 2 as Scott Stover.
That was a sneak attack from behind, Colin. He never saw it coming. As the end just keeps going right around, loops around, does a complete 180 and hits him from behind. Lucky to hang on to the ball there.
5th round pick. Played his SFL minor league ball with the Ottawa Cavalry.
Ooh.
Gaines loses 2 more yards as Stover again on the hit, and T-Roy is back down to 99 yards.
A couple of good plays back-to-back by the Mexico City defense, Colin, and they've got the Baltimore Vultures offense sputtering a little bit at 3rd and 14.
A pretty long one. Let's see if they can make it. Trips to the top. Wigmore under center. Back to throw. Pops this one over the middle. Complete to Urban for a first down.
That really hurts if you're Mexico City. It's like, come on. Did we just allow that?
6-step drop and fires the post cut over the middle in between the 2 defenders of the zone.
They were lucky to catch up with him because he was clearly behind all of the defense, Colin.
There's Irvin, number 10. He's had a very productive day from his wide receiver position. He has 5 grabs for 60 yards now as Wigmore has to dump this off at the last minute of Gaines. He picked up 1 yard, and Jack Wigmore, week 12, had 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a career-high 338 passing yards. And it was one of the few games of the year where Mr. Wigmore did not throw an interception.
I know you meant that as a compliment.
Quick
Short drop. Oh.
Spinning one-handed catch by Gaines.
You know, there was a little pressure on there, and that may have forced him to throw the ball behind him, which delayed his momentum and his progress. Allowed Mexico City to cover that well.
There's a look at Irvin's numbers. 5 grabs on 6 targets, so pretty efficient targeting rate. As Wigmore will go empty with trips to the top, 1 man to the bottom. He's back to throw, slants over the middle. Lloyd Graham Jr. has it for the first down.
Nice play design as he comes out of that bunch to the right side of the formation. 2 of the 3 run the corners off deep, and Graham Jr. just cuts underneath just ahead of the sticks.
There's Urban lined up tight, a very tight split. And we'll go to Hayden again, and Hayden will pick up 9 yards.
Kind of thrown out of the goal line there. Goal line offense, if you will.
Jay Hayden again with a nice catch as they run kind of almost a pick route to confuse the defenders. They'll set up a 2nd and short.
I'd line up in the same formation, except I'd run it. Well, hey.
Now they go I formation this time against a 4-3 defense with blitz showing off the right side. They go the opposite way, and Gaines picks up the first down. I'm not so sure, but they say the ball reached where the yellow line was.
Totally cheesy spot, am I right? Come on, who's with me? We're storming our 62's house after the game. But it's 1st and goal. From the 10.5.
Split backs. 1 receiver either side. Wigmore back to throw. Fires. Out of bounds at the 1 yard line.
He couldn't get
himself.
Chima couldn't get himself north and south fast enough. But that's okay. Puts him right on the doorstep.
2nd and goal from the 1. Baltimore will sprint things out with the 1 back is Gaines. They'll go 2 wide receivers to the bottom. See what they do here.
Nope.
Now they're going to throw end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore. And Mac Chima gets to finish the job. A 1-yard touchdown pass from Jack Wigmore.
Get him the yardage and the score for his stat sheet, as well as taking a 23-10 advantage, pending the PAT.
That just beautifully fit in there. Did some fancy footwork along the back line.
Good field awareness there. Always important. We talk about, execution, and it's funny how often the little things make a big difference in almost every game.
1:37 to go in the third, and this extra point is good. Baltimore in front 24-10. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Vultures set to kick this one off. They're in firm control up 24-10. And the Aztecs really need to get a touchdown on this drive in the worst way. And who better to start things off than Jeffrey Daggs, 2 yards deep in the end zone, comes out and gets up to the 24.
If you're just joining us, Baltimore ran out to a quick 14-0 lead with back-to-back scores on the offense and then a punt return. Mexico City comes back and scores 10, makes it a game. Gamely makes it a game, but the Vultures have started to impose their will, which brings us to this point.
That was a 1 yard touchdown pass on the previous drive. And Phoenix Jones picks up 2 yards. He's up to 38. And T-Roy Gaines has officially crossed the century mark.
Well, after that last score, Colin, the update from the Rick meter, plugging and chugging out in the parking lot, is a full-on Baltimore win right now. Full Baltimore.
Wilson outcut to Barrett. Will set up a 3rd and 4 from their own 30.
Just want to welcome Denver, the service dog, into the booth today. He's made the trip again with us. Trusty service animal, friend to all.
3rd and 4, empty backfield for Wilson. They need this in the worst way. And there it is! Mike Daggs hauls in his first catch of the day, and what a time for it.
Breaks the ice late in the third quarter. Well, they're going to need some more of Mike Daggs if they're going to climb their way back into this game, Colin.
They're now 6 of 11 on 3rd down is Mexico City. Phoenix Jones, 11 carries, 5.3 yards a carry, 38 yards. He's in the backfield. Phoenix Jones up the middle will pick up 3 yards as we approach the end of the third quarter. It's 24-10, Baltimore firmly in control. Mexico City trying to make an effort at it. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Welcome back to Baltimore, Maryland at Vultures Field. Start of the fourth quarter. I'm Colin Northrup, and Rick Northrup is with me here in the booth.
Yo.
Final 11 minutes, Aztecs trying to make a go of it. 2nd and 7, Matt Wilson dumps it off to Phoenix Jones, and Jones surges ahead, picks up the first down to 47.
Nice pitch and catch there. And good job getting himself across the line to gain right there.
Tackle made by Mack, number 56. You see the 4s up in the chat. They're creative ways people say it.
Who owned the fourth quarter? Owns.
As Phoenix Jones up the middle, picks up 1 yard. Our dear friend, Vancouver Legion, a.k.a. Andy Hamilton.
Really? That's the cringiest thing ever? Wow. I bet I can do better. I got my hat on sideways. I got the whole thing going.
Here's Barrett makes the catch out of bounds at the 36. Set up a 3rd one. Clock stopped just 3 seconds away from passing the 10-minute mark here in the 4th and final period.
Here, we'll do it again. Colin, introduce yourself and me.
I'm Colin Northrup. He's Rick Northrup.
Thank you, Colin. It's excellent to be with you today, and it's a pleasure to be part of this broadcast.
3rd down and 1. Phoenix Jones up the middle, picks up plenty of yardage down to the 32. He's now averaging 3.4 yards a carry as that average continues to steadily climb.
Well, this sporting contest is very entertaining this afternoon. I'm looking forward to seeing what Mexico City can do here in the final stanza.
Bunch receiver tight, Wilson. Sidearm into traffic, it's picked off. Oh my goodness, he was looking for Oral, the fullback, and she couldn't quite hang on to it. And unfortunately, there was a crowd. Marvin Himes grabbed it.
It's just a little hot and off the fingertips. And again, sort of a jump ball out there. Bad things can happen and do sometimes, as we've seen now twice in this game.
Now this defense, they've given up 24 points in total. Can they come up with another stop here? Wigmore under center. Turns, fires the outcut to Holder. He picks up 5 yards and gets knocked out of bounds at his own 31. The career touchdowns. Daley Holder has 46. Tied with Stephen Hacker and Mike Daggs. Second most touchdowns by a tight end. Only Tiberius Bovine has more. He's 32nd. One from tying Sean Harrelson in terms of career touchdowns. Wigmore will give it off to Hayden. He picks up 4 yards, but he needed 5. Not enough.
Excuse me. The defender was able to stop the attacker short of the line to gain, Colin. Very, very nice play.
Why does it feel like we're at a tennis match at the All England Club? All of a sudden. 3 men in the backfield. 0 against the deep back. They like to throw out a set, and will do so here. Gaines catches a little fly, and he runs up the field with no blockers to serve him, but he didn't need it.
This time he does some damage on the left side of the field of play.
Jeffrey Daggs with the tackle.
You're correct, Vancouver Legion. You're responsible.
Ball is now at the 50. And you see the young man, Jack Wigmore. High expectations, of course, taking over for the Hall of Famer and the legendary Mike Dazzo at quarterback. Quick drop. Spinning catch by Gaines, who gets knocked out of bounds after a pick of 3 yards to set up a 2nd and 7.
Hey, everybody. I'm Bud Lynch. He's Howard Cosell. bringing you this game. And here's the calendar.
We have Vancouver at Louisiana at Sunday at 4:30. Coming up later at 4 o'clock today, Florida takes on Denver. And Sioux Falls takes on Jacksonville Sunday at 2:30. T-Roy Gaines, spinning and grooving his way, picks up yardage to the 43.
So, as you know, because you're watching this game, the SFL playoffs have already begun. And we've got 4 quarterfinal games, starting with this one right here, all aired live on 11 Sports for the fans. You can watch these games live there and visit www.simulationfl.net and read where to watch news posts to see if you have the channel on your smart TV with your cable satellite provider, or you can download the For the Fans app on your Android or iPhone today.
Lloyd Graham Jr. trying to catch a third down slant cut from Wigmore, unable to come up with the ball. As we'll see again here, Dexter Jackson delivers the hit. Pablo Gates back for another punt. We haven't called his name that many times today.
Indeed.
I think it speaks to the efficiency that we've seen from this Baltimore attack. And this punt will be down in the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 20. 7:08 to go. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Welcome back to Baltimore, Maryland. Vultures in front 24-10, but Aztecs trying to make it interesting though. Out the ball here on their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10, empty backfield for Matt Wilson. Back to throw, and down he goes again. Sacked for the 3rd time today, 2nd time by that guy, Al Walker.
Wow. You know, the Aztecs got to find that next gear right here, Colin. They're down by 2 scores, and it's not just field goals. We're talking touchdowns. That sack does not help the cause.
There you go, 2 tight ends, 1 receiver to side. Wilson. Deeper drop, just barely got rid of that one. As Nate Brown, the defensive tackle, came charging in. That sets up a 3rd and 13. SFL history in Baltimore. These franchises, there's 2 of them. The Vultures currently you see on the field, and the Baltimore Crabs. They made the semifinals 5 times and lost all 5 times. You see the record there. Vultures slightly better than the Crabs as Wilson. As he throws, and that's just kind of a nutshell of how the game has gone. Tim Johnston, the co-owner of these Vultures, is the only one in SFL history to own 2 teams in the same market.
Yeah, look at the record, 45 and 33 for the Crabs, and the Vultures are sitting right now in 46 and 20. Very similar win totals, just off by 1, Colin. And you know what we're witnessing right here, I think, with the Baltimore defense, Colin? They are just taking it upon themselves to stick a knife in the Aztecs, unfortunately, for your Mexico City Aztecs.
Return by Bolt. Breaks a tackle, does a few more juke moves, gets to the Aztec 49.
They know Wilson needs to throw. That's the only way they're going to get down the field twice before the end of the game to try and equalize the score, and they just pinned their ears back and went after him. Wilson had no time. Sacked once and sort of sacked in the act of throwing the other times.
Baltimore, Jack Wigmore under center. Over the middle, knocked away by Dexter Jackson. With just a simple swat looking for Ivory Irvin there.
Hey, Colin, have you ever heard about crowd play?
Yes, I've heard about crowd play.
Well,
It's quite fun.
I'm here to tell you, download crowd play, our new partner for 2020, and play the game about the game, follow the action, and answer questions for a chance to win a share of the $1,000 prize pool. Your next chance to win is Sunday at 4:30 in the East when the Vancouver Legion visit the Louisiana Revolution in the quarterfinal round. Visit crowdplayapp.com for more information.
As T-Roy Gaines gets tackled inbounds, he lost 2 yards, but that keeps the clock running.
I want to thank our producer for keeping up on this. We're a little tardy in some of these partner reads, so we're going to try and hit them also between now and the end of the game. That'll keep me in line, won't it?
Yes. It's very hard to keep my partner under control sometimes. As we have a 3rd and 12, Wigmore. 6-step drop, has to be careful, but delivers a beautiful pass down to the 32 to Irvin.
Look at this. They only rush 3 trying to defend. And Wegman picks them apart with that play.
That's a huge play if you're Baltimore.
And one of the weirdest, hey, watch my game comments ever in the chat, the Vancouver Legion. Check it out.
Oh! As Jack Wigmore got hit to the throw by Brock Lee, that'll stop the clock, 2nd and 10.
Was it just me, or did he sort of look like a trebuchet there as he goes down and flings that ball as hard as he can right into the turf? Lucky he didn't get hurt on that one. That brings up 2nd and 10. He looks no worse for the wear. Not sure anybody knows what a trebuchet is, but we went with it.
3 wide receivers for Baltimore. And T-Roy Gaines gets his first carry to drive, gets stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain, but at least that starts the clock moving.
Right? Yeah, don't they remember they're supposed to run him around the right side? Hey, the 2nd season of the SFL minor league is underway, but it's not too late to build a player, get on a team, and start progressing in preparation for the next SFL rookie draft this December. Visit www.simulationfl.net to join our Discord server and get on the field. Contact Deputy Commissioner Andrew Rastelli on Discord after visiting the #GetStarted channel if you have further questions. We'll see you on the field soon.
Jack Wigmore overthrew Daly Holder. Not that it probably would have mattered that much, as there was a defender right with number 87 and Shark Tarkington on for another field goal.
An important field goal, as it would take it to a 3-score game. Knife or fork, it's going to make it difficult for the Aztecs if this is a good make, Colin.
Shark Tarkington, he made one from 55. And this one is good from 48. As it's now 27-10.
And I'm pleased at the general education level of the people in the chat, as trebuchet is actually a known item. Congrats. Paid attention in school.
4:45 to go. And it looks like the Vultures are in firm control of this one. Tarkington kicks it deep. Jeffrey Daggs comes out with it a few yards deep, breaks the tackle, and gets to 21.
Just good coverage by Baltimore. Let's see what Mexico City does. The Wilson was under so much pressure last time, Colin. See if they can have made any adjustments or try a little bit different look, maybe rolling him out, trying to set him up for a deep throw.
Matt Wilson in the shotgun. Staring in the face of pressure, throws a pick! He was looking for his buddy Mike Daggs, but instead he threw it right to the man in the black shirt, Marvin Himes. His second interception of the game.
Wow, Marvin Himes having himself a good game when it matters in the playoffs, Colin. Players come to play.
Ball's on the Aztec 32. And this should be a heavy dose of gains.
Gains for the gain.
He gets the carry here. He'll only pick up 2 to the 30. And he's now at 108 yards. Had that 40-yard touchdown run earlier in the game.
And
on
timeout.
15 carries.
Sorry about that, Colin. Timeout strategy is going to start coming into play here for Baltimore. They've got to have 3 possessions. And the clock is clearly their enemy.
Wigmore.
I did say Baltimore. I meant Mexico. Sorry. Too excited.
Throws it out to the tight end who stays in bounds. Set up a 3rd and 2. That's Hayden again. He's been quite busy, especially on those flat routes. Has 5 receptions for 30 yards.
The clock is the friend of Baltimore. In fact, I believe the clock's preparing some nice cards, flowers, and candy for Baltimore at the end of this game.
3 men in the backfield, 3rd down and 2. They run the screen out of this a lot. They got to be careful here how they play it. And they will run the screen. Gains. Charges up the field. They'll get stopped at the line of scrimmage at the 25. Another field goal opportunity for Tarkington coming up.
While that comes up, Colin, I want to talk about Sector 6 because that's the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League, and replica jerseys are out now. Get your name on the back of your team's or your fan favorite team's jersey and visit team stores and libraries for purchase options through sector6apparel.com or through our website at www.simulationfl.net. Just hit the shop button. You know what to do. Mash that shop button.
Shark Tarkington on for another field goal. This one
42-yarder.
Ooh. As this is good. They'll say it's 41 and it's now 30 to 10.
41.
Lone Star Glory in the chat with dropping an interesting factoid in the chat. He says, as a baby I was launched from a trivia show.
Very, very good.
Tarkington's kickoff to Jeffrey Daggs field a few yards in the end zone coming out. Made a couple spin moves and gets up to the 24. 1,000-yard club this season. Irvin, the leading wide receiver for Baltimore. 1,065 yards per reception. First 1,000-yard seasons for both Daggs with 11 touchdowns. Has the 1 catch, but only a few targets. Kind of been a bit of a letdown for the tight end from Buffalo, New York.
Been an interesting strategy. Mexico City didn't really seem to have Daggs central to their plans.
And Wilson tipped in the air and it's picked off again. This returned back to the 29, and it's just been one of those days for Wilson.
You get another look at it. You can see he just underthrows it a little bit, and it's another tip drill.
This is Brigham. Austin Brigham, the rookie corner.
He's so young, Brigham.
The Vultures will line up in the heavy set. As the backups are now in. This is Adam Jefferson at quarterback. He'll swing this out to Morehouse, the halfback. He'll get stopped behind the line for a loss of 1. We've reached a 2-minute warning. Vultures in firm control, up 30-10. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and Quarterfinal. Welcome back to Baltimore. The Vultures have their backups on the field as we are now at 2 minutes. Vultures up by 20 and Morehouse with the carry. And he gets yardage up to the 23, and now the timeouts start being burned.
The parade of timeouts, and thank you in the chat. Appreciate people get the random trivia, movie references, and deep medieval siege weapon knowledge that we had on display today.
There's T-Roy Gaines, probably in the running for player in the game. I would think Rick. It's the 3rd down and 4, Jefferson.
Could be.
Morehouse up the middle, gets popped at the 23 by Lee. Mexico City will have 1 timeout remaining as Sharkington is on to try yet another field goal.
Well, Colin, I think this game, I think it surprised Mexico City how quickly they got down by 14. They came back to put 10 on the board, but they've just not been able to kind of get it or keep it all together, unfortunately for Ramos Lynn and his squad.
Darkington's field goal from 39 is good. He's made a couple of. He's now 4-4 with a long of 55.
Good day for the Shark, no doubt. Good season for Mexico City.
8-4.
It's going to appears to be over at the end of this game, but good season. And as we noted in the graphic earlier, Dax 1,000-yard season.
Mexico City will finish with an overall record of 8-5. Nothing to sneeze at. Jeffrey Daggs tied a career milestone for him. There's Phoenix Jones, 14 carries, 48 yards. Anytime the Aztecs have seemingly gone deep, Matt Wilson has been pickpocketed. He's been picked 4 times, and that throw out to Montague is good for 4.
Well, he's been harassed and harried quite a bit, Colin, as well, including that crucial start to the series when they were down 2 scores with about, 7 minutes left in the game. And it was just sack, forcing the punt.
Second and 6 bunch to the top. Wilson going deep as the man open. It's Montague, and he outruns the defense. And the Miracle Man has a touchdown with 1:32 left as the backups are in.
That's just a gorgeous play. I think there was some confusion on the back end as he comes out of that bunch on the right side of the formation. Basically, just I don't even know what that was. Skinny post maybe, but he's gone.
Richard Montague goes deep, and Matt Wilson collects a touchdown pass. That was a 76-yard touchdown pass to Richard Montague from Matt Wilson. Cole Warner's extra point. 1:32 is up and good. It's now 33-17. Onside kick coming.
Well, that gets him technically 2 scores down, 16 points, 2 touchdowns, and 2 two-point conversions. Let's see what happens here. Unlike many leagues, the onside kick actually has a good chance of working here.
Oh, one-handed snag. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Ben Sackenpaper, the cornerback, goes way up in the air and snags it with one hand.
Oh, my gosh. A risky play, but a marvelous play at the same time. If he does not corral that ball's now live, and it's less than 10 yards away, and it's up in the air. But he completes it. Wonderful catch. And here is Victory's famous formation.
Timeout called by the Aztecs.
That'll be their last one.
Somebody's got to clip that play and put it on the highlight reel. I don't.
And we're back, or we're coming back. You missed a series of knees and one timeout from Mexico. There's the punt to wrap this up.
And this will be down.
Oh.
Inside the 5 at the 2, but we have a flag down.
That's really?
We'll check the flag.
Is this the first flag of the game?
Oh.
With 2 seconds left.
We have air catch interference on Ben Sackenpaper. Clock stops at 2 seconds left. Baltimore Vultures will either host the Florida Storm or travel to the Mile High City to take on the Denver Nightwings, depending on the results of the game coming up in just a few minutes. Matt Wilson fires it out to Bartley, and that's the game. The final score, 33-17, Baltimore wins. As we take a look at the stats and
I'm chuckling. I'm
the
reviewing
4 turnovers,
the chat. Sorry about that.
really the big story here.
Yep. That and Mexico City's when they hadn't turned the ball over, just their inability to get any sustain any kind of offense on this. But as we talked about, great season, good for the Vultures. Made the playoffs in the quarters. Ran into a really tough Baltimore team, and maybe Mexico City might feel like they didn't play their best game. I point to Mike Dagg's not being as involved as he typically is.
T-Roy Gaines with some big catches on the day. He had 11 catches for 46 yards. Also had 101 rushing yards and 16 carries. Jack Wigmore finishes 41 of 33 for 221, a touchdown, and a pick. Leading receiver was Ivory Irvin. 6 grabs for 79 yards. Mac Chima had the 1 touchdown of 1 yard on 3 grabs for 14 yards. Leading tackler for the Vultures was Ben Sackenpaper. He had 7 tackles. Short Turkington was 4-4. Matt Wilson, 175 yards, 16 completions, 16 of 25. Cale Barrett, 2 grabs for 16 yards. Richard Montague had 100 yards nearly on 3 catches. He had 98. And Mike Daggs, 1 catch on 4 targets for 13 yards. Leading tackler for the Aztecs, couple-way tie between Dexter Jackson and Jeffrey Daggs, each with 9 solo tackles, 1 assisted each. Cole Varner, 1 field goal made. And as you see here, the highlights, Montague caught the 76-yard pass. Wilson finishes with that.
Really pretty football play. Fortunately, right at the end of the game for the Aztecs. But here we go, Colin. Did you call it earlier?
T-Roy Gaines is the player of the game. 17 carries, 180 yards. Very efficient day for him. Also had many receptions for 27 yards. Congratulations to Mr. Gaines. For those of us at the Simulation Football League, I'm Colin Northup. He's Rick Northup. Thanks to our statisticians Phil Cause and Mark Mello helping us out.
Thanks to everybody in the chat. Super fun.
Stay tuned for Florida versus Denver coming up shortly.